Why are you working so hard, sweating it out day after day, only to watch your hard-earned muscle vanish right before your eyes? It is a truly terrifying feeling, isn't it? You put in the grueling work, you show up consistently, but the mirror just is not reflecting your effort anymore. But listen, there is massive hope. In this explainer, I'm going to share a hidden biological loophole that will completely flip the script on how you train. I am keeping the exact step-by-step formula under wraps until the very end, but I promise you this, what we uncover today is going to change absolutely everything you know about building muscle after 60.
If you are hitting a brutal wall and listening to 20-something gym bros telling you to just train more, pump more iron, or add an extra day to your split, you are actively destroying your own body. I know that sounds crazy, but it is the cold, hard clinical truth. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly why that more is better mindset is a massive trap for us older guys, and how you can flip this biological loophole to work to your absolute advantage instead.
Like I said, I am revealing the exact hidden formula at the end of this explainer. It is the elite 5% secret to unlocking massive gains at 60 plus, and let me tell you, it is definitely not about doing more. But first, you have to understand the clinical trap you are currently caught in. If you don't get the why behind this, the how just is not going to make sense. To give you a little background on my own story, my name is Cole Harmon. As an exercise physiologist, I have spent 30 years in clinical practice measuring training variables and hormonal responses in men over 50. I have literally seen it all. And the question I got asked more than any other across those 3 decades was, Cole, how often should I actually be training? The answer I gave on day 1 was wildly different from the answer the data forced me to give by year 30. The evidence changed, and that evidence is exactly what we are getting into right now.
Let's jump right into section 1, the muscle destruction trap, and why your current routine is killing your gains.
You have got to understand what we call the cortisol trap. Every single sweat session you do sparks a massive cortisol response. Back when you were 35, that cleared out of your system in about 90 minutes. But in men over 60, that clearance is way slower. It leaves a residual elevation that spills right into the next day. So if you hit the gym too often, those spikes stack up. You get caught in this chronic hormonal state where resting cortisol climbs, your testosterone gets totally suppressed, and you are literally eating your own gains.
The real-world data backs this up perfectly. Look at this clinical study from 2022. It showed that men training 4 or more days a week had a terrifying 43% higher resting cortisol level compared to the guys training just 3 days. They were doing way more work but getting measurably worse body composition results. More sessions simply equals higher cortisol and worse results, every single time.
Which brings us to section 2, the 55-minute anabolic boundary, and the exact minute your workout turns toxic.
We actually pinpointed the exact minute your workout shifts from helping you to actively hurting you. A 2018 study documented a sharp 22% net reduction in your testosterone to cortisol ratio the very moment you pass the 55-minute mark. Your body just flips a biological switch from building muscle, which is the anabolic phase, straight into destroying it, the catabolic phase. So, pushing past 55 minutes means you are just spinning your wheels. Think about it like this. A 75-minute workout is not a better workout. It is a 55-minute building session followed immediately by a 20-minute destroying session. You are quite literally undoing a chunk of the heavy lifting you just sweat through. It is a hard cap, guys. Everything that does not fit inside 55 minutes simply does not belong in your routine.
Let's move to section 3, why rest builds real muscle, or what I call the 48 to 72 hour rule.
Here is our third major clinical revelation. The days you are not in the gym are the actual days your body is constructing the muscle. Look at the number 19. Data from a 2020 study showed that men over 60 who allowed 72 hours between resistance sessions saw a massive 19% greater strength adaptation than the guys resting only 48 hours. Think about that for a second. More recovery meant significantly more adaptation from the exact same amount of work. But listen, recovery days are not passive. You aren't just sitting on the couch. The guys who failed in my clinic felt guilty and added light cardio days. That is a huge mistake. You must avoid adding any extra cortisol load. Recovery is a highly structured biological process. You want light walking under 30 minutes just to keep the blood flowing. Absolutely no sneaky extra workout sessions, and you have got to maintain the exact same 40-gram protein meal schedule. You are giving your body the breathing room it desperately needs to rebuild.
Pivoting now to section 4, the 30-minute protein window and feeding that anabolic response.
Follow this timeline with me. When your workout ends at minute 0, the clock starts ticking fast. If you miss getting the exact right fuel into your system before that 30-minute window slams shut, your session's anabolic potential is substantially wasted. The stimulus was delivered, the tissue is primed, but if the raw materials don't arrive on time, your body simply cannot execute the repair.
So exactly how much do you leave on the table if you miss it? Well, as documented in a 2021 study, catching this window with high-quality protein yields 34% more muscle protein synthesis over the next 24 hours than if you wait a couple of hours. 34%? And here's the kicker. In older guys, this window is actually narrower, not wider. You've got to hit it fast.
You need specifically whey isolate. Why? Because of the blazing fast absorption speed. It hits your bloodstream way faster than eating whole food ever could. You need 40 to 50 grams total, and crucially, it must contain a minimum of 3 grams of leucine. Older muscle requires this exact threshold to overcome what we call anabolic resistance. This isn't just a friendly suggestion, it is a non-negotiable timing and threshold decision to trigger that anabolic response.
And finally, Section 5, the Elite Muscle Growth Formula. It is time to put this clinical puzzle together.
We have finally arrived at the solution I promised you at the very start of this explainer. The exact, non-negotiable protocol for men over 60. 312. The elite understand that 312 fully recovered, high-quality sessions a year absolutely destroy 520 degraded, cortisol-heavy garbage sessions. It is all about compounding sheer quality over time, not just grinding yourself into the dirt with excessive frequency.
So the crucial point is this. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this slide right now because this architecture forces your body into its most efficient, hormonally intelligent form, the Elite 5% protocol. Number 1, train exactly 3 days per week. Number 2, rest 48 to 72 hours between sessions. Number 3, hard cap those workouts at exactly 55 minutes. And number 4, slam 40 to 50 grams of whey isolate within 30 minutes of your very last set.
Now, when you are actually inside that 55-minute window, this is the exact heavy compound blueprint you must execute to force that adaptation. 4 compound movements, 4 working sets each, using heavy weight, around 75 to 85% of your 1-rep max, doing 5 to 8 reps, and pushing close to muscular failure. No fluff, just pure hormonally productive precision.
Over 30 years of my clinical practice taught me this one fundamental truth about senior biology. Maximum muscle does not come from maximum frequency. It comes from maximum quality. It is not about having exceptional genetics, folks. It is about architecture built on the right frequency, maintained with unshakable discipline, and compounding over time.
So I have to ask, are you ready to stop guessing and start building with real intention? Remove all the unnecessary noise, stick to this clinical framework, and you are going to see those gains come roaring back. But this begs a really important question. If this is exactly how you should train, what in the world should you be eating on those 72-hour rest days to properly feed the machine? Keep learning how to build with absolute precision, and join me in the next explainer where we're going to dive into exactly that. See you next time.